The returning shadows. A gate built for safety and death. In the mid-19th century, the Liverpool Sailors' Home opened on Canning Place, Paradise Street, built to house and protect the many sailors passing through the port. Its architect, John Cunningham, commissioned the heavy cast iron gateway cast by Henry Pooley and Son. The ornate gate with mermaids, anchor motifs, rope work, and the symbol of the liver bird was a marvel of Victorian ironwork. But the gate hid a deadly flaw. On the night of July 12, 1852, while closing the gate, one of its massive sliding panels slipped out of its groove. The central section fell with devastating force, crushing a 52-year-old woman, Mary Ann Price, and her daughter. Mary Ann died the next morning after being carried to the South Hospital. The inquest ruled accidentally killed, but the disaster triggered outrage and horror. The committee overseeing the home made changes, chain stops, safety catches, but the damage was done. The gate had claimed a life. Decades later, in 1907, the same gate would kill again. A police officer crushed when the gate unexpectedly toppled under his weight. For many, the iron gateway became a symbol not of safety, but of fatal, unforgiving metal, a trap dressed in beauty. After suffering bomb damage during World War II, the Sailors' Home required major repair. By 1951, the iron gateway was removed to preserve the unstable entrance arch. That removal was intended to end the danger, but instead, the gate was taken to the Historical Museum of W&T Avery, successor of Pooley and Son, located at their old Soho foundry in Sandwell near Birmingham. For decades, it stood there, preserved, admired by historians. But once again, the gate seemed to carry its curse with it. Museum staff reported strange occurrences. Late at night, guards heard footsteps, heavy iron-soled boots echoing in empty corridors, always around the gate display. But CCTV showed nothing. On frosty winter mornings, condensation would appear on the floor beneath the gates, though the rest of the museum was warm, as if breath or moisture had seeped in through the metal. Workers cleaning the area sometimes found a single bonnet laid at the base of the gate, out of place, not belonging to any display. Several employees quit after claiming they heard a woman whisper in old regional accent, "I never came home." A sobbing voice soft as cloth in the night. No official records exist to confirm these whispers, but the rumours endured among staff and local urban legend circles. The once ornamental death trap had become a glass-contained beacon for old sorrow, unable to harm, but still alive in memory. Meanwhile, the building of the Sailors' Home limped on for decades without its infamous gateway. Changing shipping patterns, fewer sailors and general decline meant the home gradually emptied. After its closure in 1969, the building remained until it was finally demolished in 1974. For years, the site sat derelict, neglected foundations, advertising hoardings, rubble, and ornate ironwork. The mermaid railings, the painted stonework, most of it lost or sold off. But the gate survived. Inside the Avery Museum, then later under restoration, the panels of iron waited. After decades, a grassroots push began among maritime history enthusiasts. Bring the Pula gates home. In 2011, the City Council agreed the gates were transported back to Liverpool and erected in Paradise Street, just beside where the Sailors' Home entrance once stood. They were renamed Sailors' Home Gateway, now encased in steel supports, repainted green and gold. The gates stand as a memorial, a fragile link to a vanished seafaring past, but the ghosts came back too. No sooner had the gates been reinstalled than strange reports began trickling in. The first winters after 2011 were quiet, but then snowfall returned. The footprints of Mary Ann Price. The gates that wouldn't forget. Paradise Street in Liverpool looks festive at Christmas. Strings of lights, Christmas markets, buskers, fighting in the cold. But beneath all that cheer sits something older, something the city tried to escape. The ornate cast iron gates of the Sailors' Home, restored now at Liverpool One, look like a piece of Victorian art. But everyone local will tell you those gates absorb the past. And every winter, the past pushes back, because the gates once killed and the ghost they made never left. And with it, old patterns, the snow footprint phenomenon. Locals discovered something chilling. On the first heavy snow of winter, footprints appeared in the street under the gates. Not walking in, walking out, as though someone had emerged from the past into now. Boot prints that looked 19th century, laced up boots, rough leather soles, sometimes smaller childlike shoes alongside, as if a mother and child had stepped through together. They took 5 or 6 perfectly formed steps, then stopped. No tracks returning, no melting patterns, just a sudden, abrupt end. Rumours spread, perhaps a ghost walking free, perhaps souls trapped between times, perhaps Mary Ann or others long dead. Every time it snows now, people avoid the spot. Those brave enough to linger report sudden chill, breath fogging in summer, warm air, and the soft sound of metal echoing like a gate sliding through the gateway, even though the gateway is fixed. Beyond footprints, there are reports of pale figures glimpsed through the metal, especially at night. Sometimes transparent, sometimes solid, shadows moving across the mermaid ironwork, even when no wind blows. Crying sounds caught on phones late at night, too muffled to make out words, but unmistakably human. Sudden senses of sadness, dread, or being watched by cold eyes at the base of the gate. And, perhaps the most terrible of all, a time slip incident. On a night of a heavy December snowfall, a man, we call him Liam, was walking home through Paradise Street. The world was quiet, muffled by snow. Streetlights glowed weakly. The city hushed under its white blanket. As he passed the restored gateway, the air changed. He said the world seemed to thin, the modern streetlights dimmed to an amniotic amber, colours drained, the noise of distant traffic softened as though sealed behind heavy cloth. And then, through the gate, figures stepped forward. Sailors in heavy wool coats, women in shawls clutching old parcels, a child in grime-splattered clothes looking around wide-eyed at the bright storefronts. They weren't transparent ghosts. They were solid, breathing, blinking, and terrified. One sailor stumbled free of the archway and fell on his knees in the snow. Another woman shielded her eyes from the neon shop signs, and the child began to cry. One of the men looked at Liam with raw fear and asked,
"What port is this?"
Before Liam could answer, the world shuddered. The figures flickered, then recoiled backwards, sucked violently into the gate in a single jerking motion. The shimmering distortion snapped shut. Streetlights brightened. Snow fell quietly again. Liam looked down. One boot print, fresh, sharp, old-fashioned, slowly filled with snow. No trace remained of the sailors except the cold that lingered under his skin. After that night, more people came forward. Some said they heard whispers on the wind. Others said they saw a figure, pale, bonneted, frozen behind a gate, watching them from the ironwork. And every time snow falls, the footprints return. Whenever snow drifts down over Liverpool again, the city glows with festive lights and chatter, but underneath, by the Pooley gates, the air is still, too still. As midnight nears, the snowfall thickens, and beneath the archway, footprints begin to appear, step by step, in Victorian-style boots, a child's shoes beside them, 6 clear steps, then nothing. But the snow keeps falling. From the ironwork emerges a shape, a woman in the coat she might have once worn, bonnet crushed at the side, face pale and hollow, sorrow in her eyes. Not a ghost gliding, but a woman walking lost, trapped between times. She raises a slender hand and her lips move, but the words are caught somewhere between the wind and rusting iron. A faint cry maybe, or a plea.
I never made it home for Christmas.
The air snaps, the shape flickers, then vanishes, the snow hushes. Only footprints remain, frozen now in ice, slowly dissolving with each passing flake. People pass by under streetlights. Seasons change. Shops open and close. The city moves on, but the gate stands, and the footprints return, and Mary Ann Price walks again, because some tragedies leave marks deeper than bone and sorrow, tighter than grief. Some gates don't close, some wounds never heal, and some ghosts just need snow to walk free again. I am Mr. Strange, and this has been another tale from Liverpool's haunted cast.